We're Marley and Marley, avarice and greed. We took advantage of the poor, just ignored the needy. We specialized in causing pain, spreading fear and doubt. And if you could not pay the rent, we simply threw you out. We're Marley and Marley. Our hearts were painted black. We should have known our evil deeds would have put us both in shackles. Captive, bound, we're double-ironed, exhausted by the weight. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. It's the Fluffenhammer. Eat shit, Craig. How are we all doing? How are we this evening? This is the festive Fluffenhammer, the kick it over the line end of the year show where usually I make Andy suffer. That seems to be the last few years. It's just making Andy suffer.
I don't remember.
The last 3 years, for whatever reason, it's just been me and you, and it's just been me doing something that feels
You've been doing things to me. Is this why I can't ever remember things?
I think so, yeah. You're just getting roofied constantly.
No.
Well, what do you
Not
mean? I push you off a roof. But it's me and Andy, but we are not alone, for we have put up the fluff signal. I don't want to know what image that projects onto the clouds. And we've got a Mr. White with us this evening. Hello, Mr. White.
My mother always told me never eat singing food.
Why? Is it because it has a soul?
Possibly. That's
Okay.
what Rizzo the Rat said anyway.
I like to believe that if fruit could talk, it would have a soul and thus would taste more delicious.
I don't know, bananas are really nice.
Yeah. But just think if it had a soul, that it would add to the flavor, right?
Yeah. I mean, what would it happen though? Would it be the banana gets more banana-y? Like it's got like a much nicer banana flavor. Banana? Oh,
Banania could be a country in
yeah.
like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I'm thinking like, yeah, the the Chronicles of Banania.
Banania.
Amazon Studios presents the Banania Chronicles. 300 million an episode. Still doesn't make sense.
Oh, look, it's Aswan, the banana.
I don't know enough brands of banana to make jokes.
Honestly, I couldn't think of any fruit that had like an Aslan sound to it. It's lime. There you go. Aslan the lime. There he is.
The dragon fruit, because then he could be pink.
Mhm.
Be really fancy. You don't get dragon fruits in Asda. Bet you get them in Waitrose, though.
I haven't been to a Waitrose in years.
No,
Last
you
time I
go
went-
once and you go, they're really charging this much? Get out of here.
Guys, the nearest I could get is the Lime, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That's okay. That's not bad.
The
And
lion,
anyone
the
watching on video will
watermelon?
literally have seen the cogs turning in my head as I tried to figure that one out.
The lion, the witch, and the watermelon.
Ooh.
Which? What fruit rhymes with witch?
Oh, you should have Siri. Siri, what fruit rhymes with witch?
No,
No?
absolutely not. No, because if I start doing stuff like that,
Bless you.
what the hell is it called? The one we have downstairs, not Siri. We've got the Amazon one.
Oh, I don't know.
Alexa.
Alexa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alexa might start getting weird with me, and Alexa's already weird.
Do you really have an Alexa?
It was my dad's, and then
Oh.
I just thought, well, we'll put it in the kitchen, and it might get used for stuff, and then yeah, it just kind of gets used for playing like washing up music, and that's about it.
It's not bad,
V-
though.
AI being used to the utmost.
Yeah, just there, just Alexa, play me my washing up mix, and it's just like clutch regulator. Shut I got a window, I bought another dog. It's very fun. The
You're
washing up
not.
doesn't take as
Is it
long.
not like I'm not going to take it? I'm not going to take it anymore as you're doing the dishes.
No, my doing the dishes music's all very like
Sorry, we're not going to
bluesy.
take it.
So it's all very bluesy rock.
Ah.
The clutch regulator, a lot of Zakk Wylde, a lot of Black Label Society,
Bit
Pride and
bluey.
Glory.
Yeah.
You see, when you said regulator, the first thing I thought about was the Warren G. Regulate song. I thought that was actually quite good taste. I quite like that.
Hey, I've got a hip hop playlist on there.
Better believe it.
It's Will Smith. Better be Will
But,
Smith in there. Vanilla Ice.
I do
Go
actually
Ninja, go
have
Ninja,
Vanilla
go.
Ice. I have Vanilla Ice, but Vanilla Ice is in my new metal thing for the new metal version of Ice Ice Baby that he did in the late
That's
90s.
so
Ah.
bad.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh,
Stop, hesitate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention, something. It can you take me. Too cold, too cold.
still more legit than Drake.
It's the fact that ICP and Vanilla Ice have now done a song together, and you've got actual Insane Clown Posse and Vanilla Ice rapping on the same track, and my brain can't handle it. It's just too much. Oh dear. Anyhow, so this evening, this is of course the end of the festive kicked over the line episode, and what I did earlier today was I asked our guest, Mr. White, to pick a number for what we would do this evening. It could have been that we spent some time talking about the Battle of Orcs Drift, but we're not.
Oh.
We could have spent some time looking through the very first Citadel Compendium, but we're not.
Oh.
We could have spent some time going through, what was the other stuff I had on there? Look, some other stuff. I can't remember everything now. There was a few things. But what Mr. White picked was number 4. And number 4 is a book.
Ooh.
Very
It's
shiny
a...
book.
It's
I
very shiny.
apologize.
Okay.
It is a book by C.Z. Dunn called Hive of the Dead. And
Is
you
it a
might know
real
this-
book or is it like a scenario book?
Oh no, it's a real book. If you notice in the
Oh,
top
okay.
corner, it says Warhammer 40k game book.
Oh,
Because
okay.
this is the only Games Workshop choose your own adventure book
Oh.
ever created.
To be honest, it looks a lot bigger. Like when I think choose your own adventure books,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think of like Goosebumps, which are like wafer thin.
It's
That's
massive.
a book. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
it
many
is-
pages?
Altogether, what?
288.
600.
400.
Damn.
Doesn't have actual. Doesn't have actual.
Didn't have page numbers.
Nope, doesn't have page numbers. It just
What?
has the. Yeah, just has the.
I didn't know which page you meant to turn to if it didn't have page numbers.
Well, it's got all the little chapter bits that you pick from.
Oh.
So, what we need, if you guys have something you can write on, is some statistics.
Okay.
You have a weapon skill, a strength, a toughness, wounds, attacks, and purity.
Hang on. Weapon skill.
Strength,
S. Uh-huh.
toughness,
T. Uh-huh.
wounds,
Wound, yeah.
attacks,
At
and purity.
pure. Alright.
Okay.
You will also need a dice roller, a D6 dice roller.
Tit.
Um.
Well, I'll have to get real dice because I won't be able to look at a dice generator. Hang
right. Okay, no worries. No worries.
I have 1d6.
Yay!
Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
I'll take the
Okay.
pretty scream.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that's everything that you kind of need. And what we'll do is we'll see how far we can get through this.
Okay.
Let me just quickly grab these bits so we are setting up everything correctly. So your statistics are weapon skill of 3,
3.
strength of 4,
4,
a toughness of 3,
3,
1 attack,
1.
10 wounds,
Oh, 1 attack, 10 wounds. Okay.
and 5 purity.
5.
Yeah. And
So
so,
I'm not like we're not like super pure. We're mostly pure.
yeah. And if you
Okay.
wish to, you can create a little name for yourself on the top of that. And what, of course, we'll do is we're going to work our way through this as best we can and see how far we can get. At any point, you are allowed to ask the Twitch audience to make a decision for you, if you so wish.
So
And
do me and Mr. White share a character, or we got
no, no,
separate characters?
no, you can be the same characters. So you different characters,
Okay.
but you are going to be making decisions on which way you're going to go. So it has to be a
Ah.
unanimous decision.
Okay. What's your character called then, Mr. White?
Bogan.
Mm-hmm.
Bogan the Guardsman.
Bogan the Guardsman.
So, what Andy got as a name?
Barry Sloppy Bum.
Actually,
Guardsman.
speaking of Twitch, Mr. Monkpin, don't worry, I'm in confusion as well. I have no idea what's going on.
Welcome to a Griff stream.
Yeah.
It's what happens. You get confused and you just roll with it.
So basically, all that's happening is we are playing through Hive of the Dead, the Choose Your Own Adventure 40k book.
Woo!
And yeah, we're going to see how far through we can get before Mr. White and Andy die.
Oh no.
So let me begin with this overblown introduction. It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of 1,000,000 worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing visibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day, so that he may never truly die. Yet, even in his deathless state, the Emperor continues his eternal vigilance. Mighty battle fleets cross the demon-infested miasma of the warp, the only route between distant stars, their way lit by the Astronomicon, psychic manifestation of the Emperor's will. Vast armies give battle in his name on uncountable. Greatest amongst his soldiers are the Adeptus, the Space Marines, bioengineered super warriors. Their comrades in arms are Legion, the Imperial Guard, the countless planetary defense forces, the ever-vigilant, and the tech of the Adeptus Mechanicus, to name only. But for all of their multitude, they are barely enough to hold off the present threat from alien, heretic, mutant, or worse. To be a man in such times is to be one amongst old billions. It is to live in the cruelest, most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim, dark future there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternity of carnage, and the laugh of thirsting gods. 1. You lift your head slowly from the rock-creek floor, blinking open your eyes before shutting them again as they are greeted by a harsh artificial. Carefully you raise your eyelids once more, shielding your eyes with one hand while rubbing your head with the other. As your vision adjusts to brightness, you move your other hand to the back of. Pulling it away, you notice the dried blood on your finger. Lifting yourself to your feet, you take in your surroundings. You are in a Spartan jail cell, a solid wall to the rear of you and metal bars inside. A sleeping roll lies on the floor and a crumpled blanket sits atop it. There is a small pile of rubble in the center of the cell that has fallen from the ceiling, most likely the cause of your head wound. Directly in front of you, the cell door. Stepping forward, you try to open it. Nothing. And that is when the stench assaults. Your shoulders involuntarily thrust forwards and your stomach pulls back, issuing forth a torrent of vomit. Wiping your mouth and holding back a second wave of nausea, you scan your surroundings for the source of the vile odor. Lying on the floor in front of your cell is the corpse of a man in military uniform. Just behind him, close to what you assume is the main entrance to the cell block, is another, similarly attired body. You look down at your own clothes to find that you are dressed identical to corpses, and have no realization. And that is when the realization hits you. You have no recollection of who you are, or how you got to the station. Moving forward, you shake the door of your cell in the forlorn that you can somehow break the lock and make good your escape. But unsurprisingly, a door that is designed to hold a prisoner is not easy to open without a key. Scanning your surroundings once more, you notice the body closest to your cell has a bunch of keys attached to a loop on its belt, as well as a holstered las pistol. If you are going to escape your prison, you need those keys. Dropping to the floor, you put your arm through the bars of the cell and shove forward. You can reach the items on the corpse's belt. A noise from the cell block distracts you and you recoil in shock as the second body emits a low moan. If you want to attempt to remove the keys from the dead jailer's body, or do you want to go for the las pistol?
You see, this is the thing, because I keep wanting to treat you as a DM and start going off, but because we're following the book, I'm gonna say the first thing is I'll go for the las pistol.
Okay.
This is when you turn to the page and it's a really, really short paragraph and there's no go to at the bottom and you're like, really? Already? God damn it.
Oh no. 318. Concentrating only on your escape and not on the shambling abomination making its way towards you, you extend your arm as far as it will reach and manage to get a single finger through the metal, holding the bunch of keys together. With a gentle metallic scrape, you drag them towards you. Once they are safely within your grasp, you get to your feet and frantically begin to try the assorted keys in the lock. Briefly glancing up from your escape attempt, you realize the alabaster-skinned zombie is almost at the cell door. On your seventh attempt, you find the right key, and as soon as you hear the welcome of the lock opening, you put your shoulder to the door, and with every gram of your strength, thrust the cell door open. The dull-witted zombie doesn't have time to react, and thrown back against the main doors of the cell block, the impact snapping its neck with a satisfying thud. You take a moment to compose yourself. You lean forwards, hands on thighs, and take deep breaths. The corpse of the jailer still lies on the floor next to you, and not knowing what to expect beyond the doors of the cell block, his las pistol would be invaluable. Alternatively, having already seen one dead body defy the laws of nature, leaving his body alone and making your escape also seems like a good option. Do you want to take the las pistol from the jailer's corpse? Do you want to search the other zombie's body? Or do you want to unlock the doors of the cell block?
I would go for the las pistol.
Some really, really cool bits of art in here that I'll have to show off as we get to various bits.
Oh, cool.
Oh no.
You're joking. Short paragraph.
It is a short paragraph, but it's not for the reason that you might think. Crouch down gingerly. You fumble with the pistol stowed tightly in its holster. With a few forceful tugs, the weapon comes free, and satisfied that the jailer is indeed dead, you inspect the las pistol. The small dial on the side of the power pack housing reads 15, which means the weapon has full ammo. So mark down that you have a las pistol with 15 shots.
Yay. Good stuff.
You are just about to tuck the pistol into your belt and search the corpse for anything that might be of use when, without warning, the hand snaps forward and grips you around the throat.
Oh.
So your last pistol has a strength of 3 and a damage of 2.
Okay.
So just make note of that. Combat.
Oh no.
Okay, so the zombie jailer has... Need to pull open this. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, Big D, if it turns out that I am actually killing Andy in the early sections of this adventure, I will apologize to him. However, he's a zombie. It's just an extra hole. He should be fine.
So roll d6 to see who goes first.
Okay, I am rolling. You're going to have to take this on trust, by the way. Likewise, people at home. I've got no issue with I'm not going to say 6 all the time. Don't worry. I'm actually using a dice roller.
Yeah, same. What did you get?
1.
Oh no, I got a 4. I get to go first. So the 2-hit shot. What is your weapon skill?
Okay, my weapon skill is dun 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 dun. Weapon skill is 3.
I have missed.
Oh,
So it is your turn.
okay. Do I roll dice?
Yes. So you have to roll and get more.
5.
You've hit,
Yes.
which means. Hang on a second. Let me just get this together. I have no save. Yeah.
If people can see that. No, they can't. Oh, yeah, they can.
You
There you
can't
go.
make a save. So the number of wounds caused is multiplied by the damage. All right. Okay. So, you had a gun that did a damage of 2.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. I'm just going a bit slow to start with, just so I'm making
That's
sure I'm
okay.
getting it right.
We're talking about a zombie's life here, so it's
yeah,
important that we cover
that's
it.
true. Yeah. So yeah, he has taken 2 wounds.
Oh,
Right. So he will then try to hit you.
okay.
Oh, he's got a 6. He's hit you. And does a damage of 0.5.
Damn.
So each successful hit does 1 wound. And yep. So
So I now have 9.5 on my wounds.
yes.
Lovely.
So it's your turn again.
Okay. And I have rolled a 6.
Oh, that's a hit. So got no save. So that's 2 damage. The zombie is dead.
And thus Boggin the Mighty strode forth from his first victory.
Despite taking you by surprise, the unarmed jailer is no match for your last pistol, and you dispatch him with a clean shot to the head. Rising to your feet, you consider briefly rifling the corpse for anything else that might be of use. But not knowing what exactly it is that you're dealing with here, and not wanting to push your luck any further, you think better of it.
Okay.
12. After a little trial and error, you eventually find the right key and unlock the cell block doors. Apprehensively, you push through the doors, not knowing what awaits you on the other side, though hoping that whatever lies beyond will yield some answers to who you are and how you came to find yourself in a prison infested by the living dead. The double doors swing open, and you find yourself in what appears to be some kind of command center. Banks of scanner arrays and picked screens line the floor, and there are several tables with map charts scattered across them. The only sound is a very faint hiss emanating from a vox unit off to one side of the room. Cautiously wandering around, you notice a corpse dressed in a smart grey uniform and wearing a peaked cap, lying slumped against one of the 2 chairs that sit facing the scanners and picture screens also appear to be occupied by dead, but these wear light green uniforms, olive body armor. Glancing down at your own attire, you notice of the body armor. Their uniforms match yours, even down to the patch on your upper left arm that bears the numbers 616. You must be from the same regiment as these men. Why were you locked in a cell? There are 3 exits from the command center. Door to the cell block through which you just came, a large ferro-steel blast door, and a smaller door, also made of some kind of metal. What would you like to do? In the presence of 3 corpses, it would be wise not to loiter here. You can exit through the command center through the blast doors, to see what lies behind the small metal door, to examine the scanners and pictures more closely, to examine the Fox unit, and to see if there is anything useful.
I lost that last bit.
To see if there is anything useful.
Your microphone is allergic to it. It cut out. I'll tell you what. I'll do the final thing. To see if anything useful. Something.
Right, you want to see if there's anything useful lying on the table.
Yes.
In an effort to not disturb the corpse of the commissar, you search all of the other tables first, but don't find anything of use. Reluctantly, you approach the table with the body slumped against it, and are dismayed to discover the corpse has come to rest on what appears to be a map of the city, while one of its dead hands grips what is clearly an Imperial Guard codebook. The only way to retrieve either item is to disturb the body. And as you are doing this and deciding what you're going to do, another guardsman walks up behind you, and Barry has entered the game.
Hello. I'm Barry.
Now, considering that I have just fought off a zombie or something that looks suspiciously like the dead come to life, I would. You see, this is where I struggle, and this is where we go off into a tangent where we talk about these sorts of books versus the modern role-playing environment, because you naturally want to ask so many questions, and it's like, really, would I team up with a zombie at this point, or would I just shoot Andy in the head?
Barry Sloppy Bum is not a zombie. Barry Sloppy Bum is an average Joe. He's just an Imperial Guardsman. I might be undead, but Barry Sloppy Bum, just a normal guy with an unfortunate name, which just stuck.
Like a sloppy bum.
Well, he had a takeaway that didn't sit right with him on a late night shift, and well, the name just stuck around. No one let him forget that incident.
You see, Dee even suggested that I should roll to see if I shoot you in surprise. Hang on a second.
So, what do you want to do? Do you want to move the corpse to get to the map and codebook, or do you just want to leave the dead commissar to rest in peace and do something else instead?
Are those the only 2 options? Is there a bigger explanation of do something else, or is that shrugging away?
It just says turn to page 228, so I assume that something else would be.
I mean, logically, I'm looking at the map seems like it would make sense, right?
It does.
I'd look at a map then, I suppose. if we agree as a team, Boggins.
Yes. I'm with you, Sloppy.
Nice. Map. Get out of the way, Commissar.
Opting to go for the codebook first, as it requires less interference with the corpse, you swiftly jerk it from between the commissar's dead fingers in one fluid movement, like a children's entertainment, removing a cloth from a table while the crockery remains. Your relief is palpable as the corpse does not rise in an attempt to gore you. You briefly contemplate adopting the same approach to retrieving the map from beneath the body, but dismiss this, as it would likely result in tearing the map, or, even worse, leaving a piece behind. You have no option but to lift the corpse from the table to release the map. Carefully, you slide your arms under the commissar's armpits and gently as you can, lift him from the table and deposit him on the floor of the command center. Once again, relief washes over you when you realize the grey-clad corpse remains very much dead. This time, the relief turns to dismay when you realize that the blood from the commissar's many wounds has stained the center of the map, made that section unreadable. Putting the disappointment to one side, you instead turn your attention to the codebook The stenciled low Gothic text on the front cover bears the legend Cadian 616, and just below, in smaller writing, Subatio Diablo, Septus Garrison Codebook. Realization hits you. Cadia is your homeworld, and the 616th is your regiment. But the other line of text doesn't mean much to you. Is Sucabio Diablo the name of the planet you're on? Is this command center 5 Septus? You flick through the pages of the codebook to see if it provides any other further clues, but it seems to just be nonsensical sentences along with their translation. If you've already got the Vox unit working, then add together the two numbers you had to turn the dials to, and turn to that paragraph to crack the coded map. Remember this paragraph number, as you'll need to turn it. And of course there is a picture of the map with the bloody handprint in it.
Oh.
Which is
Why
quite
was
cool.
he doing finger painting on a map in his own blood? That's weird.
Hey, even zombies need to have a...
I guess that's fair. Did we get any blood on ourselves? Are we messy now that we gently picked him up and put him down?
So, you are in the command center. You can exit the command center through the blast doors, you can go beyond the small metal door, or you can examine the scanners and picked screens, or examine the Vox unit.
Vox unit would be for communication. Might be an idea to listen to people, see if there's anybody out there.
Agree, yeah.
What was the other one? There was look at the Vox, or there was look at the the cameras.
Scanners and picked screens, yeah.
I'd say either of them. So Vox are security cameras, effectively.
Well, which one?
What do you think?
Which one would you like to do? You're allowed to ask the audience at any time.
Audience. Vox or cameras.
Yeah. We might see someone twerking on the cameras, to be fair, so that might be worthwhile. Big D says Vox.
First person said Vox, so page 309.
I want to know what love is. Crackles on through the Vox communications. I want you to show me.
The Vox unit appears to be in good working order, but twisting the dials on its face doesn't do anything, and the green box continues to make the low hissing sound instead of relaying a clear signal. Looking around at the source, you find a cover that appears to house the Vox unit's power source, and after some fiddling, you manage to remove it to reveal the battery. The battery is connected to the unit by a pair of connectors and doesn't look too dissimilar to a las rifle power pack. Perhaps if you tried to jury-rig a battery, you might have the unit working. If you have a spare las rifle power... Good lord, that's a hard word to say. If you have a spare las rifle power pack in your backpack and want to battery, you can do that.
Can you say it faster?
Or, if you don't... If you have a spare... No. If you don't have one, turn to page 208.
No, I don't think we have one unless you picked one up.
We don't have a spare.
Nope.
No.
Which, if memory serves me right, means we are back to... You're in the command center. Do you want to blast doors? Do you want to see what lies beyond the small metal door, or examine the picked screens and scanners?
Oh, I guess we go for the other option that we didn't pick last time, so they're the pick screens.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 17. And just the art in this thing is awesome. Just look at
That's
that.
fun.
Oh.
Who did it? Is it uncredited as usual?
There's a couple of people credited in it.
When was this book done? Was it done during like third ed, fourth ed? Well, not ninth. It's not 30.
2011.
Oh, that's later than I thought, to be fair. So that would have been what, like 6, 7?
6, yeah.
Wow.
Likely 6. Yeah, it actually says here, cover illustrations by Stefan Kopinski, Carl Richardson, and Adrian Smith. And all maps are done by Rosie Edwards.
So she did the bloody hand.
So,
nice.
She did. Right. Ignoring the two bodies lying slumped in their chairs, you make your way over to the wall, to the flickering picked screens and scanners to see if there's anything that will help you make sense of the situation. Though many of them are as dead as the 2 guardsmen whose job it was to monitor the screens, several are still relaying picked feeds, presumably from the city that lies beyond the blast doors. On one, what appears to be a smoke-filled piazza is thronged by a mass of lumbering undead, a herd of corpses moving aimlessly, slaughtering everything in its path. On another, a structure is on fire, and intermittently a flaming zombie emerges, shambling purposefully for a while before entering another building and setting that too ablaze. On yet another screen, what appears to be an Imperial Guardsman stationed behind a barricade loose off a volley of shots into a tide of zombies. Though scores of the undead fall to each barrage of lasfire, the press of reanimated corpses pushes forward, and though you are relieved to know you're not the survivor of the horror, you wonder how long the others will be able to hold out. The only clue to the Guardsman location is the wreck of some kind of aerial craft that forms part of the barricade. Have they crash-landed somewhere in the city? Are they at a shuttle port? The answer lies somewhere beyond the command center blast. As you're deciding what course of action to take next, you notice that one of the seated corpses is holding a las rifle. Although your recent experience tells you that disturbing a corpse is usually a bad idea, and a weapon such as a las rifle will be invaluable against the army of the dead no waits beyond the command center. Do you risk taking the las rifle, or do you leave it where it is?
It's probably worth taking, right?
And I've already got one weapon, so if it does wake up, we can battle it on a decent term. So
Oh, what
yeah,
weapon
I'd
do you
go
have?
for it.
What kind of weapon?
I have a little las pistol, I believe.
Oh, all right.
Yep, correct.
So
Is Andy taking the las rifle?
Yeah. Do I need to roll for it? Oh,
Nope.
nice. Even better.
With a guile akin to that of a pickpocket, you very cautiously begin to slide the las rifle from out of the dead guardsman's hand, whilst all the while expecting his eyes to flick open or a hand to reach up and grab you. Much to your surprise and relief, the gun comes free without the corpse coming back to life and attacking you. Checking the dial on the power pack, you see that you have only one round. You see that only one round has been, and there are 14 shots left. So your las rifle has a strength of 3 and a damage of 3, and has 14 shots.
Las strength 3.
Yep.
14 shots.
Yep, and a damage of 3.
Strength 3, damage 3. Right. Cool. The notes have been taken.
You are in the command center. Do you want to exit the command center through the blast doors, or see what lies beyond the small metal
What did we
door?
need for the Vox thing again? We needed a thing, didn't we?
You needed a spare las rifle.
We could use the spare las rifle for the thingy. We have thing, use it for thing. Maybe we get good thing, or maybe it's a wasteful, waste of a good weapon.
Think, because you don't have a spare one.
Oh, Mr. White has a pistol. He can go pew pew. I mean, what's the strength of your las pistol?
Strength is 3, damage is 2.
Oh, so it's only 1 damage less. And how much ammo do you have?
13 now.
So it's 1 less damage, and you have just 1 less ammo. It might be worth just chucking it and seeing what we get.
But it would be the las rifle that you're getting rid of, not the las
Yeah,
pistol.
yeah, but the las pistol is only 1 less damage than the las rifle. So it's not that much. It's not like we're giving up a big damage dealing weapon.
Gruff, is there the option to go back? Because I don't know what it's like with this.
That's a fair point.
There isn't.
Oh.
The only options that you have are command center through the blast doors.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind then. I thought it was just you didn't mention it because we'd already technically done it, not that it just wasn't an option.
This is the challenge, though, isn't it? This is why, although this should be a perfect time for Choose Your Own Adventure books to be out there, the fact is the target audience are so used to working with a DM that's when we're going, hey, can we do this? Can we check the wall? Can we do this? And of course, in a book, no, you've only got the 2 options. So we can go out the big main, what looks like a big main door, or a smaller kind of half-sized door.
Yes.
What do you want, Andy? Do you want to go through a main one, or sneak through what could be a weird side entrance thingy?
Big door makes me think outside. Outside, according to cameras, lots of dead things. Small door, theoretically less things. Again, this. I mean, I don't know. This is just like guessing.
I know. I think your natural survival instincts are good.
I wish those applied during my streams a little bit more.
Well,
so
you see, at this point, I do an impersonation of one of your screams, but I'm still getting over a cough, and there's no way my throat to take it.
Yeah, we'll go through the small door, I think.
The small metal door opens easily, and you find yourself in an artificially lit, white-tiled room. A gurney sits in the center of the room, atop which lies a male corpse, dressed in a uniform similar to your own. The walls are lined with locked glass cabinets, within which you can see all manner of pills and vials. You deduce this must be a med bay. Giving the cadaver a wide berth, you subject the cabinets to closer inspection, although most of the labels on the jars are meaningless to you. One glass door sits... Behind one glass door sits what you recognize to be a standard issue Imperial Guard Medipack. Upon closer inspection of the room, shows no sign of any keys to unlock the medicine cupboards, so if you want to acquire the Medipacks, then your only option is to break the glass door. Do you want to break the glass, or do you want to turn back to the command center?
I mean, the Medipack surely has to be worthwhile. Granted, the guy's probably going to wake up if we break the glass.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But it's worth it. It's worth it for a couple of shots. That's fine. So what I do is I take I've forgotten your character's name already.
Barry Sloppy Bum.
So I take Barry Sloppy Bum and I throw him into the glass, just like Shawn Michaels threw his partner on the barbershop all those years ago.
His name was Marty Jannetty.
That's it.
Why? But why?
Because it's fun. And because it's Christmas.
Christmas, go through the glass.
Pulling your sleeve over your fist, you deliver a swift jab to the glass door, causing it to shatter into hundreds of tiny pieces. You remove the Medipack. So you get a Medipack each.
Each, okay.
But your satisfaction is short-lived as you hear the now familiar, recently animated from over your shoulder. Turning, you once again come face to face with a zombie who has initiative.
1 Medi.
So that's 5. I'm going to attack Andy.
Oh no, that's me.
I've rolled a 5, which is a hit. You don't have any armor yet.
No.
But he has love.
I do, and a gun.
That's got to account for something in this cruel world.
I have glass embedded in my skin as well after being thrown through a door.
You take 1 wound.
Okay. So that's to 9. 9 wounds.
Mm-hmm. So you two now have initiative.
Well, I've been slapped by a zombie across the jaw and gone, oh! So I reckon Mr. White would be more than likely to have initiative more so than me.
Okay. Even though I'm slightly laughing at the sound that has escaped.
Yeah, well, you know.
His mouth. I have rolled a 2.
A 2 does not hit.
Okay.
What's your weapon skill?
My weapon skill is 3.
Yeah, does not hit. You miss. Andy?
Oh, you want... Okay. I rolled a 6.
What your weapon skill is?
That's I guess a 3 as well, right? Because that's the last rifle. So yeah. Okay, I put down weapon strength and it's weapon skill. My bad.
Ah, right.
Skill.
Yeah, no,
yeah, so it's 3 anyway.
Okay. 3. And what did you roll?
6.
Yeah, okay, that hits.
Barry stands up, flabbergasted at the jolly slap he took across the nose. He raises his last rifle and points at the zombies. Does it kill him, or is he okay?
What was the damage on it?
4. 3. 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah.
3. You've blasted an
All
arm
right.
off, but he's still there.
I
He's still
violently shoot off what I assume was the hand that slapped me across the face.
coming.
Have at you, beast!
He-
Boom!
He comes at you with teeth and jaws, and he trips over his own feet and goes crashing into the wall. Mr. White.
I could offer him a hand.
Oh, his own! Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, is there a role for picking up his blown off limb and slapping him with it?
If you want to add 1 to your weapon skill,
Yep. Okay.
and just use your own weapon skill with a +1, I will allow you to do that in order to do damage.
Okay, I will do that. And I have rolled a 4.
Nice.
4, that's a hit. I have no saves. What's your strength, your normal strength?
My normal strength
4?
is 4.
Yeah.
Well, he's down. You've decapitated the zombie with his own
Damn,
arm.
what a slap! You slapped his head clean off.
Wow.
Perdonk.
I tell you, this is why you've always got to be careful when you sneeze, because your arms are lethal weapons to you and to others. So be careful, folks.
You should have kissed your knuckles when you said that as well, Mr. White.
Kiss the knuckles on the
The zombie's hand.
on the
I
horrible
was
arm.
was thinking actually of doing like a. I was going to say a Charlie Sheen, but it's like one of the cliched like kickboxer fighter 1980s kind of things where they used to put their hands in like some sort of glue substance and then in shards of metal or splinters or something to make them more fearsome. I was just going to take this arm that I'd used and I was just going to smash it into all the broken glass on the ground to create a sort of like glass mace type thing that's formed. The handle is the arm, the mace is the fist.
Oh dear God.
That's pretty sick, to be fair. That would look great as a weapon.
And my like battle cry would be "Get ready to be fisted."
Here comes a hand
Oh
job.
no.
The zombie guardsman crashes back against the pristine white wall of the medbay and streaks the tiles with crimson as he slides down into a heap on the floor. Not wanting to hang around lest he comes back to life once more, you return to the command center. You have explored the command center thoroughly. It's now time to leave.
Cool.
Oh, so I guess we technically chose right, because if we chose the big doors, we would have just left straight away, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
393.
Oh, how does the Medipack work? Has it not told you? I'm guessing.
Hasn't
Because it just says we have like 1 Medipack each, but like how much does that heal, I wonder?
So,
Granted, again, it might not have told you, depending on how. Yeah.
no, it
Oh, that's
hasn't.
weird.
It's,
Oh, maybe it's not for us. Maybe the Medipack's for like somebody we find and it's used the Medipack on them, then turn to another page.
maybe.
That could be a thing.
Yeah,
Very nightmare style, I would imagine, then, if that was the case.
Yeah. Well, that's what this really is, isn't it? For all intents and
Yeah.
purposes, it's just it's an on rails RPG. Yeah, it doesn't really tell you what you can use the Medipack for.
We'll figure it out. It will come to it eventually, I'm sure.
Okay.
I hope. Unless we die. But we won't die. Oh, no.
I give it 10 more minutes.
You got full 10 wounds. I've got 9. So something really bad has to happen.
I've got 9.5.
9.5?
Yeah, I stubbed my toe at some point.
Damn. That's a bad roll.
The blast door is incredibly heavy and made of half a meter of impenetrable ferro steel.
Oh.
And even though the lever mechanism that unlocks it is both well oiled and well used, it still takes a huge effort to open. Eventually, with a loud scrape of metal on metal, the door begins to slide aside. You are just about to redouble your efforts when a noise behind you attracts your attention. Spinning on your heel, you turn to face the reanimated bodies of the commissar and Imperial Guardsmen as they shamble towards you, intent on murder. The door is barely ajar, but with a few more mighty pulls, you might be able to get it open and squeeze through before the trio reach you. Otherwise, your only option is to stand and fight. Do you want to try and get the door open and get out, or fight the zombies?
There's 3 of them, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of zombie, even for 2 of
So
us.
if we stay and fight, we're still gonna have to go out the door.
Yes.
Probably, depending if there's a random new thing that the next page, once you beat them, says. Yeah, I would guess so.
So I'd say let's split now and
Save the ammo.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Make like a tree and get out of here.
Make like a banana and leave.
I hate you both. Stop doing this.
Hey, I made a Back to the Future reference. I don't know what Gruff is doing apart from being weird.
Oh no!
We chose wisely. We did the right thing.
Frantically, you pull on the lever, and for the briefest of moments, it looks like you might make it as the door gives way by a few more centimeters. All your hopes are dashed, though, as you feel the zombies grab you from behind and begin raking at you. As you are pulled to the ground, the last thing you hear is the sound of zombies feasting on your flesh.
So that was the wrong choice.
That you chose.
Sorry, can I just say, Monkpin, you said stream over by 21:40.
Yeah.
It's 21:38.
It's
Well done.
pretty close.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good job there.
I thought they would have just like, you've done a minor wrong thing. We'll take a little bit of your health, not just, you're dead.
You're dead.
Damn.
Nope.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm afraid not. It's all right. It's all right. There's other stuff that we can do this evening. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, I should get rid of our names. Should I re-minimize you, Gruff, or do you want to stay big?
Oh, re-minimize me, I think.
I like big Gruff.
Because I do have other little things that we can do this evening.
Cool.
I'm just going to pull them up now. Because at the end of the day, that's what the kick it over the line show's all about. It's just about
Kick it over the line.
Just kick it over the line. That's what we do. We kick it over the line. Where did I put it? So on an episode that never actually managed to get released, we played the a Mary Shelley game.
Okay.
It's a one-page. Here it is. It's a one-page game where you got to play as Mary Shelley in a room with Byron.
Oh, it's this one.
And you had to
I remember this.
Yeah. But this, we are playing a different version of it. Here we go. Right, got it. This is a game called Pedro Pascal on the Run with the Magical Child.
Ah.
So, what you have are 3 scores: Oops, Pursuit, and Haven.
I just want to know what drugs people were on when they came up with this.
And how this works, I'm going to have to just move myself around my own camera here. Actually, what am I doing? Why don't I just pull it up on here? Stupid Adam. There we go. Right. So, how this works. If your oops score reaches 10, you bumble and lose the child one too many times or accidentally kill them with your cooking. You will have to wonder if you could have done a better job. The answer is yes. If your pursuit reaches 10, then you are finally tracked down by your pursuers. Roll a d6. On a 4 to 6, you escape and reduce your pursuit score to a 9. Otherwise, the child is captured and you are left to wallow in your fate. If your haven score reaches 10, reach some kind of safe haven
Yeah.
It's along the way. Perhaps you enter. Who can say? So all you have to do is roll.
Who can say indeed?
You cut out a little bit there as you were going, Mr. Gruff.
Yeah, don't worry.
sorry.
It adds some mystery to the proceedings.
It's annoying, is what it is. If your Haven score reaches 10, you can reach some kind of safe haven. Maybe you where you enter your new phase of being a dad. At any time, you can declare, "I'm done with this." On a 6, you add your Haven change of heart. Any other, your 10. So all you have to do is roll a d6 and then an light to go. Is this just cutting out completely now?
That's great.
God damn it.
It'd be fine for the main recording. It'd be fine for the main recording.
I
hope so.
just wish we could play what we heard then, because it cut back in at the weirdest moments. Pause. You're a father. Pause. Haven. Pause. I wouldn't do that. Pause. Rock.
Right. So basically, the idea is you roll d6 and that gives you a travel event.
Okay.
And then you roll d6 on that travel event to see what happens. You'll either lose the child or kill it,
Yep.
or you'll be found by the people who are hunting you down, or you reach a safe place.
Cool.
At any time, you can say, "I'm done with this," and that'll either end the game nicely. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Who wants to go first?
First off, can we call the child Jai?
Ah,
We will call the child
Because
Jai.
he's in the chat, and I want to shut him up just for a second. Because otherwise he's going to bully Andy into talking about his 40k aspirations.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Don't you worry. So it's Pedro Pascal on the run with a magical Jai.
Nice.
Ah.
It's the only kind of Jai you can get, as far as I'm aware.
I would actually watch a Disney series of that.
Adam and Andy on the run with a magical Jai.
Got the twist ending. He glasses us by the end. Slits our throats during the sleep.
I'm sorry.
Oh man. Right, who wants to go first?
Can I go first? I'm eager to protect my precious.
To protect Jai. So roll d6.
I have rolled a 2. I am already failing as a parent.
You've rolled the open road. Roll again.
Okay. I have rolled another 2.
Damn.
You crash through a mandatory checkpoint in style with guns blazing. Ooh. You have 1 pursuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Andy, roll a d6.
Oh, 2.
That is the open road. Roll a d6 again.
5. Oh, it's different. Good.
You make food. There is a small chance it's lethal.
Oh,
plus 1.
That's what. Hang on. Wow. Sorry, Jai. I might have poisoned you. We'll see. I like how it's might have, so it's a bad thing.
Yep.
Might not be.
Small chance. Yeah. Possible. Okay, Mr. White.
Hello. I'm rolling.
Roll
again.
me another d6.
A 5.
Roll again. Okay. You've got passing through town. Roll again.
A 3.
You shoot someone to make a point. Plus 1 pursuit.
Wow, okay.
You're a bit of a gun nut there, Mr. White.
I might not be saving Jai, but I'm having a really good time.
Just, with all of your murder, yeah. Andy.
3.
That's the open road again.
Roll 3 again.
The child, Jai uses his powers to save your life.
Oh, thank you.
Messy. You should probably keep an eye on that. Plus 1 haven.
Thank you, Jai.
By the way, when you say Jai uses his powers, he goes into his garage and creates something magical involving woodwork and metalwork,
Oh, yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
it's a complex system that we would never think of, and he would just think of in about 5 minutes.
It's an arc-welded scythe thrower.
And
That's pretty
it.
good.
With a 3D printer on the side.
Yep.
Yeah, lovely.
3D prints the scythes to jump into the lobber. Okay, Mr. White.
6.
Oh, add 1 to your Haven score. Then you argue with Jai over something and he runs away. Roll a d6 and add that many points, round down, to your pursuit score or your up score as you waste time looking for them.
What?
So, roll a dice.
Okay. 2.
Okay, so you add 1 to your Haven score.
Yep.
And then you can add 1 to your pursuit or oops
Oh.
Okay.
score, depending on which way you want to do it.
Okay. I've added 1 to the oops.
Okay, oops.
Also known
Andy.
as the Britney score.
4.
4, you're passing through town.
1.
You barter food from a criminal. The Jai learns a new curse word.
I don't believe that could ever happen.
It's in Portuguese or something. That's what
Oh.
it is. So +1 Haven to you.
Oh, it's not an oops. Okay.
You're doing
No.
well on the Havens.
I've only got 2, but it's something, I suppose. 1 oops, 2 Haven.
Okay, Mr. White.
Okay, and we have a 3.
A 3, that's open road again.
And we have a 4.
You fall asleep on watch and Jai wanders off again. +1 oops, +1 pursuit.
Mr. White has a gun obsession and sleepy obsession.
And +1 FFS.
Oh, making this about Jai has made me. Right,
I don't think Jai is as taken with it as we are. And apparently we're destroying Big D's miniature building, so...
I got a 2.
You got a 2, that is on the road
again.
Open
Can't wait to
road.
get back on it.
Yep.
6.
You are recognized in town and have to make a quick exit. +2 pursuit.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. White.
Okay, we have a 5 and a 1.
Okay, 5 is passing through town. 1. You barter food from a criminal. Jai learns another new curse word, I should say.
This time in
+1
Flemish.
Haven. Yeah.
Flemish.
So what was the penalty? 1.
+1 Haven.
Oh, okay.
Andy.
5.
Okay.
And 2.
The Jai uses their powers to save your life. It's messy. +1 pursuit.
All right.
Don't forget, at any point you can say, I'm done with this, and roll a d6.
Okay,
Mr.
I
White.
have a 5 and a 2.
5 is town. 2, Jai uses his powers to save your life. It's messy. +1 pursuit.
Okay.
Jai's got a lot of powers.
I know.
It's got 1 power he just keeps using again and again.
Oh, I see.
Maybe.
I see.
4.
Andy? Okay, that is passing through town.
5.
Jai wanders off into a busy marketplace when looking. +1 oops.
When you say Jai uses the 1 power continuously, is this like Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2?
Yeah, Jai
Just
goes
constantly with the
Kikoken.
kicks.
He shoves
Yeah,
his button,
okay.
goes Kikoken.
I was thinking more Jai just doing the spinning bird
Spinning
kick.
Jai kick.
Spinning bird kick.
Okay, we have a 5 and a 5.
Jai has wandered off into another busy market. Looking. +1
He's a
oops.
curious boy, that Jai. He keeps going to
Yeah,
Aldi
I
to
think
try
he's
and
like-
find the deals.
He's just looking around marketplace looking for wood offcuts.
It's the smell of them.
Me?
What you got?
1.
Yep. Okay, open road.
2.
You crash through a mandatory checkpoint in style with guns blazing. +1 pursuit.
All right. So we just say we're done at some point randomly?
Yeah. If you hit 10
Oh,
on
if
any
you
of
hit
them.
10, okay, that's when you're done. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. What's everybody on? What's everyone's
2,
scores at the moment?
4, 2.
3,
Okay.
4, 2.
Okay,
And I just rolled a double 6.
A double 6. Oh no.
Oh no.
So that's add 1 to your haven. Then you argue with Jai over something, and he runs away.
Again.
Roll a d6, and you add 3 to your pursuit or your oops score. Your choice.
3 to oops.
Okay. What does your oops look like now?
Oops is at 6.
Ooh.
You got 6 oops. Oh
Oops,
no.
oops.
There's not
Okay,
much I
Andy?
can do about this. Jai is a tricky customer.
Keeps running away, little shit. 1.
Okay, on the road.
4.
You fall asleep and Jai wanders off again. +1 oops, +1 pursuit.
Okay.
I have a 3
right.
and a 1.
3 to 1, open road. Jai gets his hand on some kind of lethal weapon.
Oh no.
+1 oops.
Oh no.
He's got his hands on the
But
lethal weapon DVD.
he's got
box.
powers. Why does he need a weapon?
Has he got his hands on Joe Pesci?
Yes. Jai is now armed with Joe Pesci.
Oh no.
Like, oh, he's got Joe Pesci.
I got a 3
Would you-
and a 1.
3 is open road. 1 is Jai also Jai also has another Joe Pesci.
Another Joe Pesci. So what score is that?
Yeah, so +1 oops.
1 oops. Okay.
Twin-barreled Pescis. That is quite impressive. Right.
Just double cocking his Pescis.
I have a 2 and a 4.
Open road. You fall asleep on watch and Jai wanders off again. 1 oops, +1 pursuit. Your oops must be in a bad place now, is it?
Oops is at 8. I'm going to take one more oops hit and then I will call out.
4.
Okay, that's town.
5.
Jai wanders off into a busy marketplace when you aren't looking. +1 oops.
Now I'm on 5 oopses, 5 pursuit, and 2 havens.
Okay.
2 and 2.
You've got... You crash through a mandatory checkpoint in style with guns blazing. +1 pursuit.
Uh, 1. 4.
You fall asleep on watch and Jai wanders off again. +1 oops, +1 pursuit.
All right, all right.
What? Sorry, why are we actually bothering to look after this individual? Because it seems
Because
nothing.
you're Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
You are the reluctant adoptive father of a child with special ability who forced their way into your life through circumstances you regret. You are on the run from bad people of a nebulous nature. Capture the child, which your noble but grizzled heart cannot allow.
I know, but I'm sure he's better off without us. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
4 and a 5. An old friend betrays you as you suspected they would.
Oh.
You kill them before leaving. +1 pursuit.
That was a new one, at least.
Yeah.
5.
Mhm.
4.
The child is kidnapped by marauders who demand money for their
No.
return.
Ooh.
+2 oops.
He's fine. What do you mean? He's got so many guns and he's got powers. Little shit keeps wandering off too.
It's almost like he's doing it on purpose.
I know, right?
It's almost like this is some sort of sick game. So I have just rolled a 6 and a 1.
Okay, so that's 1 to your Haven
Ooh.
score
Ooh.
and 1 to your Pursuit or Oops score, as you've had an argument with Jai and then he's run away.
Right, both my pursuits and my oops are now on 8. I'm doing really well.
1.
1.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Jai uses his powers to save your life. It's messy. Really keep an eye on that. +1 Haven.
All right. Finally up to 3 Haven. Good lord.
Okay, Mr. White.
Oh no. A 6 and a 5.
Oh no. So add 1 to your Haven score as you argue with Giles and he runs away. And then you get a 3 to either your pursuit or oops.
I'm bankrupt. Whatever it is. I'm over the I'm full on Britney.
But which one are you going for oops? The oops is the one that's going to do it.
Oops, yeah. Let's do oops.
Okay. You've bumbled. And in doing so, you lose Jai 1 too many times. Possibly you've accidentally killed him with your cooking. You're left to wonder if you could have done a better job. The answer is
it's
yes.
definitely he wandered off too many times. It's definitely that.
On the positive, I busted through 3 checkpoints with guns blazing, and I killed an old friend. So I consider that a net win.
Yeah, I mean, that's a winner on my eyes.
I'll let Andy continue, though, whilst I glug down some cough medicine.
6. 5.
So you've argued with Jai. So you add 1 to your Haven score, and then add 3 to your pursuit or oops score.
1, 2, 3. Oh no. Okay. 4.
That's it.
3.
Down. You shoot someone to make a point. 1 pursuit.
That's me hitting 10 on pursuit.
So in that case, you have been finally tracked down by your pursuers on a D6. So roll a D6. On a 4 to 6, you escape and reduce your pursuit to 9.
Got 6.
The child has been captured. Jai has been captured, and you are left.
I'm left what? You cut out? I didn't hear the last bit of it.
You're left to wallow in your
Okay,
failure.
I rolled a 6, but Jai was still captured, but I'm okay.
Yes, you're alive. Jai has been captured.
Okay, that's fair. Mr. White, you're on
the
mute if
people
you didn't
took him.
know, just in case.
I know.
Okay,
I know,
that's fine.
I'm just listening from my new nerve center.
Yeah, Gruff was using that earlier as well.
Oh, man alive.
Yeah.
Andy, is there anything you'd like to discuss? I mean, there's been a couple of things kicking around over the last few weeks, and both in the Warhammer community and in your general hobby life.
Well, I got my 2 disc plates today. My John Blanche 3rd edition disc plate and the Gorka Morka artwork thing as well.
Ooh.
I haven't hung them up yet, but I'm impressed by how big they are. I think I got the medium to large ones, which are like 26 inches wide. So they're big. And I'm really impressed with the print quality. They look great. Both of them.
Oh, they're amazing.
Have you got them?
Yeah, I've got a Tyranid one. Yeah, I've got a Tyranid one.
Did you just get them? Did you get them with the frame or anything like that? Did you just get the plate?
Nope. I just got
Same.
the plate by itself. Put the magnet on the wall, and up it went. And
I haven't
brilliant.
I haven't
Really
stuck them on the wall yet because it was like, you don't have to, but it's like wipe the surface down, put the adhesive on. I was like, I'll do that later. I'm hoping they'll do more old Hammer artwork in the future as well, because I'd like a 2nd edition Tyranid Codex book. That would be nice. Or the one with the Tyranid warrior on the front with the big bone claw as he's swiping it towards the camera. And there's the giant rhino-looking gigantic monster, which they never made a model for, in the background. I don't know what that's called. That'd be a nice one to do. 2nd edition Space Hulk would be a really cool piece of artwork to have as well. Because I don't think GW's released that on their art page either, have they? Their official Warhammer
They
one.
haven't, no.
So that'd be nice. I've got like 9, I think, on my wish list from like old Hammer stuff, which I'm like, I'll have that. I'll put that on the list of potential ones to get in the future. That should be fun.
Guys, has this been brought up in the chat? I mean, did you wait until there was a sale on? Did it cost a lot?
It cost a lot.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Yeah, they're
No,
not cheap.
I got it during the Christmas sale, which was like buy 2 and get. Was it 33? It might have been 40.
33%.
I think that's if you get 1, it's 33%. And if you get another one, it's a little bit more.
Okay.
So I got it at like maybe whatever the 2 deal was. You get 2 of them and you get a little bit more off. So I got that. But because they're both like 26 inches, they're both big and expensive. What I should have done, which I didn't realize until I paid, is if you pay the £8 a month subscription, you get free postage. If you don't pay the 8-month subscription thing, the £8 subscription thing for the month, the postage is more like 25 quid. So I didn't realize that until I paid it. So I should have signed up for the £8 thing, because then it would have just been £8 shipping, and then it would have just cancelled and been like, well, there you go, that's good. But yeah,
I keep thinking about getting a subscription with them for a couple of months just to grab some of the things they've got on offer, because there are some really nice
the problem
ones.
is then it's not like it's bad quality, but they're too expensive to justify like having a subscription for. Because to me that would be like you should be buying them regularly-ish.
Well, that's what I mean. Having one for like 3-4 months, and get 2, maybe 3 of the ones that you want, and then
they say like if you sign up for 12 months, you get a free plate or something. Is that one that you choose? Or is that one they choose from their catalog?
No, it's one that you choose from a list of thing. Yeah.
Trying to does it matter on size, or can it be any size?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it.
Because if it's a small one, if it's the like large to extra large, okay, yeah, I can see that being kind of worthwhile. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I got the Warhammer the Old World Lich Dragon thingy as well, because In Demand Toys had it for £33 rather than 60, and I was like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, why not?
That's
yeah,
nice.
I'm gonna leave that to build for Christmas Day for something to do. Why not?
All right.
Yeah. And between tomorrow and probably Thursday, I'll be getting a 3D printer as well. It was only 50 quid, so I was like, why not? I won it on an auction. An Elegoo Mars 4 Ultra. I think that's the brand name. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry. I only a little bit know what that is. Jai's been kind of walking me through stuff.
Cool.
But it's one of those things. You need the printer, then you need a curing station, a wash station, and depending whereabouts you're printing, you need like a place to keep it warm, because it needs to be a certain temperature all the time. And if your printer doesn't have like a heater built in it, which the newer ones do, but mine doesn't, and I don't think yours does either, does it, Gruff?
Oh, this one does,
it's actually got a heater inside it. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you don't have a heater inside it, you need to keep it. You can't just do it in the garage.
Okay.
And I also probably need to get like a tent to put it in for heating and for like shunting out the poison that it will pump out as well. So I need like a air pump or something just to shove it out a window or something.
Where are you going to set it up at?
That's the thing. I'm not sure. There is a hole in my wall in the living room, but I'd rather not have it in the living room because obviously I'm here all the time. So I might just put it in the spare bedroom and, like I say, have it in the tent and have this tube just open the window and put the tube out the window.
Yeah.
Since I'm not in that room at any time. So it's like,
yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
I was going to say, Gruff, when you use yours, I mean, do you move it from there, or is there a way to pump like stuff out through the window?
I've got a great big long white tube that goes from the printer out the window.
Cool.
Yeah. I watched a guy who's doing it in his garage, and he drilled a hole in his wooden garage door and just kind of set it up there. But I'm not willing to drill a hole in the house or anywhere like that. So yeah, tube out the window. That'll probably be okay, mostly.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah,
because we don't know how super dangerous the resin stuff is. It's probably not good, but as far as I've seen, like no one knows 100% sure how good or bad it is.
Yeah, I mean the air quality drops quite quickly if you don't do something to out. I mean, to be honest with you, having a window whilst you're printing is that should be the very least that you do. You shouldn't ever be doing it in a closed room. Jesus God, no.
Not like you with the super glue back in the day.
It was polystyrene cement, and I was 14.
Yeah, having a good old time that day. Woo! The only other stuff I've been doing is I've been painting up my second ed stuff. So I got Chaplain painted, Captain Tycho painted, and Mephiston painted as well.
Yeah, they're looking
Thank
good,
you.
man.
They're a little bit sloppy when you get looking in close on them, but it's as good as it's going to get, to be honest. I've started a little bit work on the Death Company, the couple that are like ready for painting, and I've done a little bit more on the Devastators as well, but they still obviously need a lot of work to them. It's just usually going in doing like I'll do this little bit and then I'll do this little bit, just because I don't want to do the exact same figure too much. I get too bored of it
No.
and move on to the stuff.
All right. No, I know that feeling
Yeah.
well. He says, looking over at the storm vermin that he's been.
Yeah, I
painting.
mean that's just rough when it's just storm vermin.
Yeah.
It's a hard.
And of course, I realised that this month's free miniature of the month is
It's a storm vermin. It's a very nice looking storm vermin.
So far I've managed to get 3, and if I get another 7, then I'll have a unit of 30 storm vermin.
1 unit. Is that as big as it can get, or can it get like larger than that?
Oh, it can get
What's the
bigger than
largest?
that,
What's the largest size 1 unit can be then for storm vermin? Like I would imagine it can't be more than 60.
Let's have a look.
Like, because like in a skirmishy kind of game like AOS, 60 is a lot for 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
Even for, I mean, storm vermin aren't even chaff. Like clan rats are chaff, so that would make sense. But storm vermin are meant to be able to like hold the line a little bit, I would imagine.
Let's have a look. War Scrolls, Storm Vermin.
Jai says best to just assume super mega cancer for the resin.
Oh, not for Storm
No,
Vermin.
not for, well, maybe, you know, that the stinky rats, so maybe.
Minimum of 10 models. That's all it says. So, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So I take it there's no upper limit.
So you have 500 storm vermin in 1 unit.
Do it.
I'm just going to have storm vermin in my army, nothing else. As what, separate units? No, 1 unit.
Just one giant blob in the middle of the table. Just
you don't need to capture points because you have so many of them on the table. You just are on every point.
And your arrangement,
your
arrangement tool for actually putting the models on the table is a bucket.
There's a fun idea. How many storm vermin would it take to beat Angron?
Oh,
and how pissed would he be at the thought of that?
Because he'd die and then he could resurrect potentially as well.
Oh, yeah, I think you'd need a couple of thousand.
It'd be an interesting like 3 or 4 day event.
Just whittling Angron down.
Billions of rats.
I'll tell you what, though, Korn would be eating good that weekend.
I don't know. The latest Slaves to Darkness book's got this entire thing in it about how the Bone Reapers making soldiers out of the Skaven remains. These Bone Reapers keep going wrong because all the weird Skavenness happens to them.
Nice.
So I like the idea that Corby's like, get these fucking rats out of my house.
I thought, like, when George was talking about it in the Facebook, I wasn't sure if he was talking about Slaves to Darkness AOS or Slaves to Darkness the Old World, because he hasn't picked up the Old World one, has he?
No, just the, because I think the Old World one's.
Is it called Warriors of Chaos, or is it Slaves to Darkness as well? Because it probably should be Chaos Warriors.
I think it is
Warriors of Chaos. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Let me have a quick look. See.
Did you see the new Bretonian man?
Oh yes,
leader of the Panthers or something.
Yeah, based on the John Blanchard.
Oh, is that what he's based off? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He looks swell.
Yeah, it's Arcane Journal Warriors of. Yeah, I'm really. I might just get hold of him just to make a. Because I love that picture.
Yeah,
it's a quintessentially amazing.
Yeah.
Every time though I see anything labeled Panther, I just think 50% of the time it works 100% of the time.
I mean, depending what stats are, those dice rolls might be accurate.
That's true.
Actually. I do like the idea of somebody seeing a Knight's Panther and just go, something smells like Bigfoot's dick. It's like somebody threw up in a nappy, then ate it and shat it out.
I'm pretty sure my mate has got me the Arcane Journal Tomb Kings book as well. Pretty sure.
Mm.
Because when I click on it now on Amazon, it says someone might have bought this for you, which means someone's definitely bought this for you. So
Aye,
I'm
aye.
looking forward to getting that because you and I have talked about how the artwork in the Arcane Journals looks like more old Warhammer stuff than it does new
It
Warhammer
does.
stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh. I've
I
actually got
think
the
there was
Tomb Kings
apparently.
book that you gave me in my hand at the moment as well.
Cool.
It's a really good one as well. Just love the layout
Yeah.
and the design. I don't think the Arcane Journals will be this level of good in terms of how cool and thematic the book is, but I imagine it's a
Mhm.
little bit more interesting than maybe some of the layouts of the more current books.
Yeah, it's less
Yeah.
modern, which I know is a weird thing to say, but yeah, that's what sings to me for the old codexes and chaos books. They've got a real feel to them. That there's a brain feel to them that has never been replicated.
Mm.
And don't get me wrong, I'm saying that as somebody who loves the current, more so the AOS battle tomes, but I love the AOS ones. But my God, you go back to some of the old the old, and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree.
I keep thinking I might have to start picking up the old world books just to have a read of them.
I mean, there's no harm in picking up like the orc tribes because I mean, you should probably get an
Yeah,
orc army at some point. So theoretically, you could play with it in the future.
Mm.
I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing with
yeah.
the sands of armies of sand or whatever it was called.
Hmm.
That's what my 3D printing will be: the armies of sand, and then maybe a couple of the one-page rules, Tomb Kings things.
Yeah, yeah. I think the one page rule stuff. It there's a direct translation between them and taking it. Yeah, might as
Yeah.
well.
Like I don't know about
Overwatch cheaper
the
as well.
orc designs, but I've talked to you as well about it, and some of their just standard troops can't do rank and file, so you wouldn't be able to like interchange the rules for them because one's spaced out clearly and one's
Hmm.
like they're again rank and file nice and close to each other to kiss each other, so it wouldn't really work.
I suppose it depends on how you base them.
Well, no, because like the some of the just like standard skeleton warriors have like spears, but they're like sweeping the spears outwards. You can't really
Hmm.
get maybe you could, but it'd
You,
be like faffy to position them,
well,
right?
you put those ones on the front rank and then have every rank behind them being sweepy
Do you not
ones.
think the stick, like the top bit, would like sweep outwards? That's fine because there's nothing in front of them. But the stick coming out
Hmm.
from the bottom of their arm would hit the ones
Oh
behind them
yeah,
potentially.
maybe actually.
I think it'd be fiddly and faffy. I tell you something else
Hmm.
I'll need to worry about, like printing base trays, because I'm not getting
Yes.
the GW ones. Oh,
No. Well, you can get you can print your own base trays
yeah,
if you
I
wanted
want to
to,
get the
or
ones where you can
you can make
properly
your own.
slot them in as well, rather than have them
Aye,
like awkwardly
loose.
loose kind of thing. Because I remember moving loose base trays, and they would always fall over, especially if you're a little bit too
Yep.
antsy with them. The front row would just like
Hmm.
collapse forward.
I'm sure there's like MDF ones out there that you
Yeah, more than likely.
can. In fact, I know there is. I don't know why I'm saying it like that.
I've seen somewhere it's just like they just stick them all together, so it's not like on a base tray. It's just like
Mhm.
a front row, but they're all stuck on the front row. And I'm like, yeah, that's not right. You can't. It's not how this works. It meant all be individual, so then you can pull them off one by one as they die.
Would you do a unit filler?
What's a unit filler?
So a unit filler is something that's picked up over the last maybe 10 years, which is at the very middle of the unit, nothing but troops, having like a scenery piece or a diorama, and it just makes the unit look more interesting,
Oh, that's an interesting idea.
and it
Hmm.
cuts down of the amount of things that you need to have.
Hmm.
It's a really smart
So
idea.
you'd have like a tree or something? Because it would
Yeah.
kind of look
If you
weird
just
as
look at
well, because there'd just be like if it, let's say, wood elves, and it's like a glaive guard. You've got like 10 by 10, and then you put like a 2 by 2 tree in the middle of them. It just kind of would almost suggest that they're picking up this tree and like dragging it around with them.
yeah, it's just we've got this tree and we are gonna have I don't want to do anything in case I break stuff, so I'm not going to do it. But if you just search for unit filler, Doom King unit filler, you'll see a load of stuff that's it's really interesting, really bits of creativity go into
I'm gonna
them.
have to have a look. It sounds neat. Sounds unusual.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
on a other side note, I got a glue gun. I got a Dremel. I got cake trays, like the cake base things. 5 of them. Did I get anything else? That might have been it, and that's all for like potential scenery making as well in the future.
Yeah. No, I've got a massive box down here that's just full of stuff that I'm going to be hopefully making some when I get a chance.
Yeah, thanks to the midwinter mini video on how to make scenery when he just got together with like 4 of the dudes. I now have an idea of what to do with my busted microwave and my busted DVD player, and it's just like cannibalize them for just like scenery bits.
Cool.
Because they've been sitting in the garage for ages, and you know, I don't have the time or the ability to take them, or find the place to take them somewhere and take them. So I'm like, well, maybe I can just like unscrew them and just throw them on a cake tray and just make it look like something else. That could work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That sounds like a damn good idea.
The midwinter mini team also seemed like to enjoy going to like cheapo toy places, and that's something you could do. You being the people listening and the people in chat. If you ever find any like cheapo knockoff toys that just have like an interesting surface, you can slap those on. Ed the hobby guy or something like that, who's making the 7-foot tall Imperiada Titan. I know that he for the big volcano cannons, he's used like 2 model trains for interesting shapes and stuff. Just slap them on the volcano cannon.
That's really cool.
It's neat.
There's a guy called Bill Making Stuff. And honestly, I can't recommend his stuff he makes. Am I cutting in and out again?
Yeah, you just said I can't recommend him. Can't recommend him. All right.
Oh.
It knows the perfect time to do it. It's great.
The weirdest thing is, on 2 occasions now, you've gone, so this is the silence, and then we'll go, oh, it's cut out, and you'll go, okay, so what I was saying is this is the silence, and it'll cut out at exactly the same time, and I almost feel like it's somehow triggered by a set of, or like your microphone is semi-sentient, and it's going, nah, I don't want to record that bit.
Look at the thing in the bottom left of the screen. It's that fucking Bear Craig. He's got that button and he's like, you're going to take the piss out of me, Gruff? Turn you off.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Craig.
This isn't like having you on the show, because there would be more gaps. When you go audio quiet, you go audio quiet for a big chunk of time. With Adam at the moment, it seems to be doing it for almost comical effect.
Yes.
I am not convinced that Adam doesn't have a mute button next to him and he's pressing it just for pure comical effect.
I'm honestly not, because the amount of work that this is now going to take to fix, if it's recorded like this, is going to annoy me. What I was saying was, there's a guy called Bill Making Stuff on YouTube. I recommend his stuff very, very much, because all he does is build stuff out of cheap-ass toys, and
It's all for like miniature stuff, or is it for like a variety of things as well?
Oh, it's all miniature stuff.
Neat.
So he makes stuff to play Planet 28 with.
Where? What's Planet 28? Is that just another miniature game or something?
Yeah. It's a miniatures agnostic game where it's done by Mammoth Miniatures, and it's just a really simple rule set where you can get a really simple game.
Oh, okay.
And he's made a town, and he's made this entire world. It's just really, really cool, really good stuff. If I don't go quiet again at any point, I think the reason is the microphone settings, which I've now just changed, and hopefully it means I'll stay on now.
Oh, is it for cutting out background noise? Oh,
yes, I think that might be the problem.
Yeah, that makes sense, because sometimes it was cutting you off at the end of a sentence, like as you were getting more quiet, so that would make sense.
Yeah, so that shouldn't have been switched on. It's just switched itself on. Fuck you, Craig.
You are no longer the background. You are the person.
We are the background. We are the foreground. We control the vertical and the horizontal. You have entered the scary door.
I don't like the idea of
myself.
like Craig being HAL 9000 of Discord.
No, perhaps not.
I know. I mean, who'd think that he, after all the abuse that he has suffered from you lot, that he would then decide to get his revenge? I mean,
Sorry, I just had to reach for stuff. Yeah, myself, I just wanted to go into a little bit of what I've been working on here, which is I've been working on a diorama based on the second ed 40k.
ooh,
So I've got a not Gaskell
A
Thracker.
very good Not
Ooh,
Pascal
lovely.
Thrucker. He's great. The guy that made these ones are super good.
Yeah, I've got an orc that's going to go off to one side,
Mm.
and the highlight of it, of course, is Nasher the Swighound.
Are you going to get any more just to fill out the background a bit more?
I am. There's another 4 you can get. So I'll get them.
Has the guy 3D modeled anymore? Is it just the 4 or 5? No, there's more than that, right? He's in a couple.
Yeah, he's in a fair
Fun.
few. But I think because they're all based on the other ones he's done, they're all based on Paul Bonner artwork.
Oh, okay.
So they're all actual pictures that they've been turned into
Right.
miniatures. So I want to get them because whilst they're not exactly one-to-one with the picture that I'm working off, there's enough there that it would just be interesting to see. And besides, everything behind the Not Gaskell Thracker on that cover is just a mass of mobs. So yeah, it's quite good.
Just for the briefest of seconds, I thought you said Paul Bono, and I was like, oh, it's an entire range of orcs inspired by you two.
Now that's an idea.
And also this week I put banners on my old wyvern. So I managed to print out the banners. Slightly too big, unfortunately, but nah. So my wyvern now has banners, and I'm really pleased.
Is this for the Old World re-release one that you got? Ah, nice.
Yes, yeah. So he's on he's in a frame, breaking out of the frame, and I'm going to get some night goblins to go around him, and then print out a tree background to go into it.
Don't you have like a load of like basic ass night goblins from like a while ago? No,
No, I got rid of them all because I hated them.
And now you're getting them back, or are you 3D printing
No,
them?
no, I'm just going to use the original metal ones that
Oh,
I've got.
fair enough. Okay, I see. I get you.
Just fuck those are. The problem with the current Night Goblins stroke Gloomspite Gates is that there's no character to them.
They're super old, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting used for the old world as well, which they're appropriate for technically.
Yeah. Although saying that though, the those new goblins that got announced. Oh,
yeah.
I'm really gonna struggle to stay away from them.
When we don't, I'm guessing they're coming out like in like the work I've been out next week, like next year at this point, right? Because like the release for like
April
on Sunday was like nothing, just like books, boring books.
Yeah, it's all gone quiet now, just for over Christmas.
Which makes sense.
I kind of think they need to go quiet for a bit. There's been more than enough. The last week has been very intense, and it's just it just needs to settle down and then sort of just return to going back to releases of figures, releases of this, lore updates, just basic stuff. Everyone calm down, get back, get sort of service as usual, for good or bad, knowing GW, but it just needs to calm down a bit.
It won't by Christmas. Christmas will be Slaneshmas all over the shop, so we'll be kicking off.
Emperor's Children everywhere.
That's fine though. That's because it gets away from the other media that's been going on. Not that that's been a bad thing. That's been an amazing thing. It's just been a lot, and it's like just if it calms down a bit.
If I see one more video that goes on about how Henry Cavill is about to leave Amazon because of
no. Right. This is just for a start. If anything, those people. That's the nice thing is if you see those videos, if they come up in your feed, as long as you've not searched for them, you can block them. And I would just heartily recommend anyone does. What the hell is that? Sorry. Yeah, and that's the nice thing is that the recent news, which again, it's sorry, I don't want to veer off too much into the finance world, but if anything, this has shown that anyone who scaremongers or gives out patently false information, there is literally no reason for you to follow them. I don't care if they're funny. I don't care if they can pull it off with charisma. The fact is, if they're spreading just lies, then there is no point having them in your world, because it just means as well that with the best intentions, you'll end up regurgitating some of those lies as facts in some conversation that you have days, weeks, months later, and you just look like an asshole. So yeah, and it's weird as well, because honestly, it's been the most GW process I have ever seen, and it is hilarious because I don't think, or like we think that GW is a bit weird and backward with their lack of release strategy or communication or anything like that. The business is absolutely dumbfounded because they literally put it out as a financial statement about 3-4 hours before they even went out to the community, and the community statement is barely different from what went out on the official investors stream. And literally there's virtually nothing, and the main information was actually from Henry himself on a social media post, and all he talks about is going to his local shop in Jersey. It's the weirdest thing. So at some point I will record a couple of hour waffle about this whole thing, but I'm not gonna bore your pants off now. But yeah, let's move on to your stuff. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. I haven't really done much else. It's just been Storm Vermin whenever I get the chance to do it. Very slowly working my way through all these rats. So all of it after this now is some Doomflayers and Storm Fiends, and that's my Skaven army
For now,
done.
until you buy some new stuff, right?
I don't think I need it. Well, I would like to get Visik Scar
Yeah.
at some point because he's gorgeous.
And they're sure to bring out a couple of new things, I would imagine, right? Skaven.
Oh, down the line, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting the character that they released with this version, who's got the demon sword. But to be honest, I might make my own version of him. Yeah, something a bit more clanky, because my Skiri army is very.
Are
clanky.
there any
It's got a
like
lot of clank to it.
3D printing rat people that you've seen that you wouldn't mind adding to the force?
I haven't, because I don't like a lot of the stuff that people do.
What's wrong with them?
They either make them too cartoony, or the scale's all wrong for them. There's not much stuff out there that I've seen that I've
Is that just
liked.
rank and file, or is that for their entire range?
Just the entire ranges. There aren't many people out there that have done Skaven stuff that I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough. Yeah, it's odd.
Also, I'm guessing the most popular 3D printing stuff is just Space Marine like accessories, probably, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
tanks. Always tanks.
Wow, that makes sense because tanks are expensive. So if you can get them a little bit different and cheaper, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Then after that, I don't know what I'm going to do once I finish my
Chaos
Skaven.
Dwarves.
I think, well, if the Chaos Dwarfs are out by then maybe.
Who knows?
I do have an idea of getting all my Iron Jaws and turning them into pirates.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I like the idea of having a piratical Iron Jaws army. Yeah, after I did my Beast Hunter Oryx, and the Bastard Games Workshop decided to make their own version that are shit. I hate the Crow Boys. I can't
They're not
get away
pirates. I don't know what they are. They're lame. But...
No. That's what I mean. I did the Beast Hunter ones, and then Games Workshop made the Crow Boys, which are Beast Hunter Oryx. So I quite like the idea of turning my Oryx into something piratical, and just have them eye patches and beards and hair and parrot squigs all over the place.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Have you got any plans for any more of the cap dioramas?
Oh yes, I've done 3. I've got another one. Weirdly enough, I've got a Krill Boy that I'm going to do like a swamp diorama on. Okay. So I painted the Krill Boy up to being like human colours, so he just looks like a weird human rather than a shit orc. And then I'm going to make a swamp diorama. I'm going to have a play around with like making water textures and stuff.
Are you going to do that with
So
resin? Are you going to try something else?
PVA. I'm going
Ah,
to try it
okay.
with PVA and transparent paint
Mm-mm-mm.
and see how that goes. And then hopefully I can make something quite weird and nice out of it. Outside of that, I've got nothing else really going on. Yeah, just been busy. Just been busy with work this month, unfortunately. So not a huge amount of hobby stuff been
What
done.
about you, Mr. White? Because you might not do miniature stuff, but you do podcasts for the show.
We've done a few bits. Dee and I finished off our Return of the King extended edition
Woo!
commentary, which we'll put together and put out at some point. I think the thing we were most surprised and proud of is the fact that there is not a minute's silence in the entirety of the 3 extended cut movies. And I think for one part, and Dee can correct me if I am wrong here, but I think for maybe the first half of the third film, we actually do talk about what's on screen and we reference the actual film that's going on at that time. But the rest of it is we talk about everything. We talk about so many related subjects, and it was a really, really good chat. I'd say it's probably one of the nicest recordings I've been part of. Like if you assembled the whole thing as well, because sometimes we go off tangents, sometimes we discuss things that maybe are a little risque or a little bit odd or a little bit different, but it was just really, really good. It was like we got dialed in for what is 3 very long films. So that was good. Beyond that, I mean, sorry, this
Didn't
is
you say
really
you
hobby
watched the
based.
Secret Level episode?
So Secret Level, watch that. One of the few benefits of Amazon Prime now, I suppose. I was tempted, as people can probably tell anyway. I'm just getting over a bug. Last year, I was wiped out for Christmas, January, February through a throat issue, which damaged my voice, scruffy nose as well. And so I picked that up last week after daring to be sociable for half a day. So I've been sort of trying to battle that down to keep it, to keep what's left of my voice. So I didn't record anything after the Secret Level episode, but I mean, the guy who did Astartes is part of it.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, and it is, as I said on some comment on some channel, it's got Astartes DNA in its veins. Like apparently he's listed. Well, he's listed as a storyboard artist. There is no way he was only a storyboard artist. In fact, although no one has said it, no one's even like speculated on it. I think this is Astartes 2. I think this is what Astartes 2 started out as. Because if you look at Astartes and then you look at this and you just look at the geography of where they are, it feels like a sequel. And there's nothing spoilerish in this. I mean, again, Astartes, it's not really a spoilerish thing. It's more a look and visual feel thing. And that's what Secret Level is. What I would say, and this is something that, again, this could be an entire other show if I just set me off and running. But the amount of, so for instance, Space Marine 2 has done a hell of a lot this year. Like like there's been a huge shift. Now, forget the hate mongers, okay? I don't even consider them, they're blocked. Forget the idiots, forget everything else. There are a lot of genuine people who have never heard of 40k in their life and have suddenly realized that they love this game. And a lot of the time, that could be guys who've just only ever done one type of game. That could be ladies who've only ever played one type of maybe fighting game or fantasy game. And all I'm saying is a lot of people supporting them, like loving it, like and being really, really helpful. So you're getting this huge influx of people. Well, those people have then probably gone and done the obligatory thing of watching the 3 Brookie videos and learning a bit about the lore. And then you're suddenly seeing them reacting to this Secret Level going, oh, I know that. And they are sounding like any other 40k fan. And they've probably been into the hobby for 2 months, and it's fantastic to see. And then there's a load of other people who have never heard of 40k before. And it's like Astartes. A lot of people were realizing as well, Astartes started so much off because it was on YouTube and it was free for so long that loads of people, oh great, this is more content for me to react to. Yeah, and 1 in 10 would love it, and 1 in 100 would get drawn into it. And that 1 in 100 would probably stay in the hobby. This is what the Amazon thing's doing. And this is why as well. Hey, if you don't get to see it, don't worry. It's not the end of the world. It's like, if you've seen Astartes, great. You've already got your fix. You kind of know what it's like. Don't do anything stupid to try and get hold of a copy. In fact, I'll be amazed if the whole thing is not free on YouTube very, very soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon just put it there because of the way it's going down. But it is just, you see that and you go, okay, they absolutely know the response it's had. Like, this compared to the other ones is getting responses off the chart. Like, people are just loving it. And the thing is, it doesn't shy away from anything. If anything now, I would say still the extremes of Slaanesh you wouldn't be able to cover. And the most extreme side of the chaos faction. But I'll tell you what, it goes so far. It goes further than the boys in terms of violence. And not one person who's seen it has gone, oh, that's too much. Because it all makes sense for what the thing is. And yeah, I think 2024 is the year that general public finally met Warhammer. And until we get the, we're going to get the backlash of, oh my goodness, do you realize what our children are watching? They have all these terrible things. Daily Mail article. We know that's going to come.
Yes.
But at the moment, the general media public are discovering 40K, and they are not as shocked as I think we thought they would be. And it's a million miles away from the tabletop, and they'll probably still look down on the tabletop because, unfortunately, you can't help some people. But they are loving a lot of the aspects of it. So yeah, it's a really weird thing. I've seen one person who didn't like it.
What didn't they like about it, if you remember?
They just, I think it was a case from his comment, which was very well written, but he just didn't get it. It just wasn't his thing.
Okay.
And let's face it, you're kind of expecting that. You're kind of expecting people to go, oh no, this is not like Astartes. If you like, I don't know, the romance dramas and or crime stories, and then I suddenly showed you Astartes, you wouldn't like it. And it's not because, oh, you're a bad person. It's because it's just not your thing.
Well, I think an issue with Astartes, though, is it's unless you know a lot of really obscure stuff, it can be very confusing. There's obviously the basic stuff, and then there's a lot of what is this? What does this even mean? I assume that's not in the secret level stuff because it's just it's mostly it is. Oh, okay.
However, the bonus is that I think secret level is advertised as being this slice of various games that you might not have heard of. So people are going into it, and like even the reactors,
including Concord.
Concord will be in the next one. I'll tell you what, though, if it's anything like, even if it's the lowest, even if it's the akin to the worst of the first part that they released, it will still be a lot better than the game it came off of. Like, you guys, if you ever get a chance to watch it, and you get the chance to watch anything else, watch the Pac-Man one.
That's for the new game that's coming. Which is very weird looking.
Very weird. But again, people are now approaching this because of the way of the format. They're approaching this knowing they won't know anything about it, and they're not going to be handheld. They're just being given a bit of a visual treat, and so they're taking it as that. So people aren't going. Spoiler alert: there are Astartes in this in this short. They're not going, well, hang on, what's that? How is that made? Why is that so tall? They're just going, okay, these are super soldiers. We get you. So they're just going with it.
How long are they? Are they each like 22 minutes long or half an hour long or something?
They go from, I think it's 9 to about 22 minutes.
Oh, 9?
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is as well, I think they're all longer, but there's the opening credits, the title for secret level, and then there's the actual credits at the end. And I think, and They Shall Know No Fear, which is the 40K one, I think it's 19 minutes in total, but it runs to about 15, 16 minutes. And there's there's nothing superfluous on it. It's lean as hell. And if you don't get it, you probably haven't even got time to ask, questions, and it's done. So, yeah. I mean, at some
We'll
point,
get around to watching it
at some point, as soon as it's able to be, so as soon as it's out there, I'll probably do some sort of watch along commentary thing. But it's such a short thing, just talking about literally the first scene or how it was made or the whole situation would take longer than the entire recording. The one thing that everyone has seen it has said is they want more, which Amazon obviously very, very happy to do, but they're just over the start line at the moment in terms of their process. So nobody's expecting them to rush out with anything fast.
There'll be nothing for the next 3 years. It'll take 3 years before we see any 40K stuff come out of Amazon.
Are we talking about live action show or animated stuff? Do you mean, Gruff? Anything?
Anything.
I'd say in terms of the animated, I'd say there's probably a push for another round of this.
Yeah.
So I would expect maybe in a year's time we might get another animated piece. If Astartes 2 is still going ahead, there is no way that Astartes guy will have contributed this much to an Amazon animation, which is super, super high quality. I mean, really, really good quality. Like, close-up points to photorealism. There is no way that some of that tech wasn't offered the other way. So if Astartes 2 is still going ahead, that'll be out within the year, and it should look amazing. In terms of the film and TV stuff, they've got their origin point, so they know where they're starting. So I reckon within a year, they will be in pre-production on something. It might not be the big film. I still think that they're going to do some sort of feeder series, like something that might be
100% yes.
almost like the Boys spin-off, which is like kids in a board. Like, for instance, the Scholar Progenium. I always think that would be a great start, because you could have the characters then go off to various things. Apart from the the comic relief could go off and get brainwashed and become a psycho assassin, all those sorts of things. But I think they could do that and have that as maybe a way to get people on board with the lore, and then have the bigger project, the big film project going on in the background. But we're not going to hear about that until it's pretty advanced.
Yeah.
Because of the way they're going. I mean, at the moment, the biggest thing I've seen in the last couple of weeks, which I sent to Gruff as well, is an article in the Times, which is it basically states, who the hell is this boss? Because nobody has a proper picture of him. And it's like the financial world are realizing that there's a FTSE 100 company in the UK, which is now processing a lot of your pension funds through its finances, or rather, its shares are part of many pension funds now. And there is not a decent, current, up-to-date picture of the boss of the company, because they are that secretive. And it's just like, it's just beginning to dawn on people what they've let through the door. Sorry,
It's going to be interesting.
I've got to. I could go on for days. Come on. So back to you guys.
Well, I'm thinking it's probably about time to start closing things up and
sorry about that.
Getting you shut down.
I apologize.
No,
Shut up.
I could.
I
just go on for hours on this, but also I'd destroy my voice.
I don't want you to destroy your voice, but I would listen to you talk about it for hours on end. Fascinating to me. Fascinating. So we'll start closing the doors on this. What do I need to tell people?
Where can we find you, Andy?
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube as Decayed Andy, and I'm on the Moonbase 2 podcast, and you can just type in Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast into Google. You'll find us in lots of places.
Where can we find you, Adam?
You can find me
I've always wanted
on
to do this
everything.
bit.
You can find me on everything that isn't Twitter, because I'm now no longer on it at any conceivable level. You can find the Fluffenhammer on everything else as well. I have both my private stuff, which is always under AD Nicol, Nicol, or the Fluffenhammer, which is under, obviously, the Fluffenhammer. You can find us on all those different things. Next year, a new show is getting added to the ranks.
Adam's
to see us through
finance
to
hour.
them.
Oh, no.
I think this Christmas episode is probably the best place to. Sorry, I'm gonna nurgling in the throat there. Right now, we are doing a Fluffenhammer show, and then in between the Fluffenhammer shows, a Lurkers in the Lobby has been going out. The old show that me and Andy used to do about H.P. Lovecraft and the film adaptations of it. If you would like to see more of those, let me and Andy know, and maybe we'll look into doing some more of those. Another batch of them could be quite fun.
There's a lot of bad movies that we
guys
didn't cover, and a lot of good movies that we haven't covered.
Well, nowadays you got the Color Out of Space, which we,
Did we do The Void?
We didn't do The Void. No,
Interesting.
no. The Void came out after we'd kind of come to an
Oh,
end
that's a
with
good
that.
one too.
Yep. There's what's that? Underwater?
Oh yes, technically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in a loosely connected sense. That's a Lovecraft film. Yeah, there's a fair few of them out there that we could do another 10 episodes very, very easily on. So if you guys want that, let us know. Once we run out of them, the Discworld episodes will be coming out between the Fluffenhammer episodes, which is the 4-part Discworld series I did for the Old Oil House, using every Old Oil House show to talk about various aspects of Terry Pratchett and the Discworld.
Lovely.
Once all that's done, Wham will be coming. What is Wham, you might ask? Well, Wham, and it has to be pronounced that way, is something that I've wanted to do for many, many years, but due to various things, I've never been able to do. And the person I've wanted to do it with is now available, and we've been working in the background getting episodes done. Wham is going to be a weekly look at Warhammer Monthly. We are going to go through every issue of Warhammer Monthly. And as time goes along, we shall be looking to get people in. Andy, for example, is going to have a massive invite to turn up at any point to come and hit on Blood Quest.
Oh, Blood Quest. Oh.
Honestly, it's not any better this time
No,
around.
I believe
Christ.
you.
Oh, it's annoying as well because I like Gordon Rennie. I really
Well,
do.
the good thing is Warhammer Monthly didn't just have Blood Quest; it had some other really good things in it as well, thankfully, and some not good things.
So yeah, Wham is going to be coming out in April.
Well, who's the person you're going to be working with? You kind of are you going to leave that?
Andy Turnbull.
Oh.
Because Andy Turnbull is the walking encyclopedia of British comics.
Yep.
And yeah, who else is a better choice than somebody who makes his own comics to get on to talk about a British comic?
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's we've got a couple of episodes recorded. We're going to try and get as many of them recorded as we can with a release date of April. And then hopefully April will come along and that'll start coming out weekly. And we'll have enough of a backlog for it to just keep coming out weekly. And we won't have any breaks with it. 81 episodes altogether. Wow. So that should be a really good, really fun collection of things. I'm looking forward to getting them out. Looking forward to you guys out there hearing it, because it's been a ton of fun to do.
Oh, brilliant.
Outside of all of that, I think that's really about it. For the YouTube channel, the Chalnath Dispatches has now been recorded and they're up on Patreon, so they'll be going out into YouTube in the new year, swiftly followed by the Chronicles of Ruin stories, and then after that, I've got a plan for a Dreadfleet series to start up. So that's what the YouTube channel is going to look like next year, for the start of next year, anyhow, for the first couple of months. So yeah, I think that's everything from me. Mr. White, where can people find you if they wanted to hide in your bushes?
Just before they jump into my foliage, I just wanted to say you mentioned is it the Color and the Shape, the film that you mentioned?
The Color Out of Space.
Is that the guy? Is that the film directed by the guy who did Hardware?
Yeah, Richard Stanley.
Wow, yeah, because his story is fascinating. Because I'm looking for his doco on the Island of Dr. Moreau, because I've heard that is something quite insanely
I
good.
made Andy watch that.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah,
really good.
No. I'm fascinated by it. I only found out. I kid you not. I only found out about that last night.
Oh, right.
And so I was.
Weird.
It was just one of those things, because I was looking at Hardwired for the thing I'm working on at the moment in terms of cyberpunk stuff. And yeah, I just went, oh my goodness, he did that as well. And I heard he stepped away, but I was glad he came back with the Nick Cage film, and yeah, it's good to see him back in the fold. He's a very unique character, in terms of a director. So it's nice to have any British director as well come back and work in the business, but it's nice to see him back. So
It's annoying because what Stanley wanted to do was 3 films: the Color Out of Space. Then he wanted to do thingy Innsmouth, Shadow over Innsmouth, and then maybe finish with the Call of Cthulhu. But unfortunately, the Color Out of Space does not look like it did well enough for him to be able to get the second one and third ones made.
That's a shame.
Which is a real shame because that guy makes really good films.
Yeah.
The Island of Dr. Moreau was not a good film, but that's not his fault in any way, shape, or form.
Nobody could have saved that project.
No. But he made Hardware, which is an amazing film.
Yes, Hardware. Sorry, apologies.
He made Dust Devil, which is an incredible film. The guy is an amazing director, and he's never really had the chance to do very much.
No.
Which is a shame, a massive shame. So, your foliage.
Yes,
let it
my
be
foliage.
rustled.
So I've only got two outages for that at the moment. So I've got my Instagram, which is 88M White, where I just post images that interest me. It's quietened down a bit in the last month or so, but start of the new year, especially since I hope to be relocating back to Manchester, it will start up again, and it contains a lot of street art and stuff. The other thing I'm working on at the moment is my little baby YouTube channel that I've been slaving away on, which is Subprime Showcase. And yes, I'm just about to contact a rather large-sized letter after the letter C to see if he will check something, to see if I can put out my second video on the channel, which is the first half of a look at the making and collapse of Johnny Mnemonic.
I'm really looking forward to watching that.
Which, is, and if you're confused by that and think, why is there a story in that? Nowadays, we are so used to hearing about films that have been destroyed by studio interference and just like selfish people high up in the corporate structure in films that just destroy projects just because they can or through their stupidity. Well, Johnny Mnemonic is a perfect example of that, and a film where the lead star, the director, and the writer are still committed. They're still friends, and together they managed to find a very ingenious way to fix a film that was broken at the time of filming, and they've somehow managed to win themselves a bit of redemption. So yeah, it's also a film as well that predicted a global pandemic in 2021. Go figure. So yeah, but once I release that, I'll obviously let people know, and then I can start working on the second half.
Nice.
I think we'll probably front page that on the Fluffenhammer. It's loosely connected.
It's loosely connected, very, very loosely, but yeah, we'll get there.
But Henry Rollins is in it, and Henry Rollins, I've felt, would always be a commissar.
Henry Rollins. Henry Rollins, I think about a year and a half ago, Henry Rollins did a sit-down chat in New York with the director of the film, and again, he's still on great terms with him. Really respects him. Henry Rollins is a pure Renaissance man as well. It's like,
oh yeah,
considering what his initial interest was. Well, he actually started working in an ice cream shop, but then he left that to go join Black Flag, and now he's done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's a fascinating man. Yeah, I could very easily speak volumes on Rollins for hours on end, but I'm not going to, because it's time for us all to shut down. And go to
can I just say as well, because like even when I stream with D, I never look at chat because I'm always focused on other things. So I normally ignore, like I've ignored Andy on there a bunch of times when he's posted stuff, and I only realize at the end. And I'm obviously that's actually given me a greater perspective actually. So when people like Andy do stream, I realize how difficult it is for them to look at chat when they're doing stuff, especially when they're gaming. But I do want to say thanks to Monkfin and David, and I think there's been one or two other people as well that popped in chat and offered stuff during our broadcast, because it's been nice to read.
Yeah, the chat's always good. Chat's always good. So, with all that being said, then we will get out of here. Thank you so much to Mr. White and to Andy. And thank you to you guys at home for listening, if indeed you still are. Good night.
Somos